Mr. O'Boyle?
I move for approval of minutes of November 30th.
Second?
There's a first and a second on the approval of the minutes. Are there any corrections or questions? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The minutes are approved. And number 4, Mayor Freemeyer.
Thank you. I move the approval of the FY12 operating budget.
Second?
Thank you. There's a first and a second on the budget. And Dee, I believe you're going to share some information with us.
I have just a few slides just to go over, and even actually higher blue
They
than
just built
we
it.
did.
This thing just
My
passed. It's
last budget
hilarious.
that I present to you, Brian will be on his own after this.
Okay.
Forward. The operating budget for fiscal year 12 is really mainly personnel expenses, $4.4 million of the 7.1 are people and things attached to people in the budget. The operating expenses, which I'll break down later, is about $2 million, and the debt service, and this is the debt service that we owe the city of Davenport, both for the backup center and for the building bonds. As you know, the debt service, which the county levied, which is a little bit larger, is in the county debt service levy, and it's not in the SECC budget. So the total budget for fiscal year 12 is a little over $7 million. That is 2.27% increase over the preceding fiscal year. This is the organizational chart that was presented in fiscal year 11 and again in 12. It is exactly the same. There are 42 full-time dispatch positions. These are the 42 employees that came from the 3 agencies into SECC. There are 5 part-time that equal about 2.5 full-time employees as part-time dispatchers. SECC will be taking over the warrant function for all of the agencies. And there are 2 full-time positions in there, 6 supervisors, and then the management and technical staff. Also in the budget are 2 positions from the facility and maintenance staff of Scott County and 2 positions from the Scott County IT department, but they are not included in that 57. There was a question about kind of how does that look and breakdown of types of employees. Here are salaries only comparison. $2 million of the salaries are going to dispatchers, so the major function clearly is the dispatch function and the consolidated dispatch. The management staff are 3 people at about $200,000 to 10%, and then the technical staff and the warrant function, which is again new to the consolidated dispatch. This slide, I'm breaking down actually the salaries and all of those things associated with the people in SECC, the shift differential benefits, which include a majority of that, as you know, health benefits, accuracy and Social Security, training and recruitment, workers' comp, and then professional liability, unemployment and professional liability insurance. So that totals about $4.4 million of your budget. On the other operating side, the things, the building expenses about $300,000, computer and telephone expenses, so this is all of the maintenance licenses and costs of the telephone systems is about $781,000, so you know that drives our programming along with radio fees for all of the various agencies. $732,000, that includes the maintenance of the access fees and the maintenance fees. SECC will be paying for NCIC fees for all the agencies. Big number, that was unexpected, as you know, and we had to add that into the FY11 budget because we didn't realize that that would be a consolidated dispatch cost. and then the supply budget, which is again about $2 million. On the debt side, the backup center, we will be paying our second payment in fiscal year 12 of 10 payments for the backup center from the city of Davenport. And then this is the second payment, of which there are 20.
Who's we,
to
us?
pay off the Davenport bonds because they bonded
We'll be
the
paying?
building because they could and we couldn't. So that budget, while the backup center is static and remain flat for the remaining 8 years, the payment on the Davenport bonds actually is increasing, so about $40,000 a year.
Talking yourself in circles too, bitch.
The total backup center repayment, as we have it again, and then the total bonds, because again, I wanted to show the board, I think it's important, that there's $21 million of construction and items purchased for this consolidation, and so that's the long-term debt of the county and the long-term debt that SECC is paying back to the city of Davenport. And with that, as a very high overview, I'd like to thank the board for your patience with us to be able to present the budget to you again. We apologize as the professional staff not having this available to you at your last meeting. We appreciate you coming back again before Christmas. And besides thanking you, we want to wish you happy holidays.
Thank you, Dee, for that and for the staff input. Brian, did you have anything you cared to add?
No, should you get on the
Right, and the board is grateful to the SEC staff and for Dee for the details. Any comments?
What details?
On the board?
All I heard was
Questions?
money we're gonna be spending.
Not at this point. I raised the issue last week, was not prepared to vote for the budget because our city staff didn't have enough time to thoroughly evaluate what was before us. So in the last 2 weeks, I think they've come a distance in trying to figure out how this is going to impact our police, fire department, and city of Davenport in general. But I've been advised by the city administrator, our fire chief of police, that there are 2 technical issues that require a resolution for the Davenport Police Department and the Fire Department to maintain their current operational capabilities, and specifically the need to maintain our rental nuisance program, which gives us the capability to work with NETS officers and police to make sure people with records and felony records, etc., are screened before they rent apartments in our city. There's a service that we provide now, and we want to make sure that's going to be provided in the future. And the other deals with, well, that's the principal one. And my understanding from talking to the staff that these are staff level sort of issues, technical issues that can be worked out in the next weeks ahead. And I've been assured by the director and others that these will be worked out, and therefore I'm prepared to support this at this time, with the understanding that these issues that still are sort of fuzzy out there as the detail on how will be worked out in the weeks ahead. And while I'm here, I guess I'd like to ask the city administrator to further elaborate on what our concerns were or are, and be reassured that that this is going to be done by the director. Great.
Thank you, Mayor. We have a few technical issues. Consolidating dispatch is not an easy undertaking, so we're working through those. I have every faith and confidence that those will be satisfactorily resolved in the next few weeks, and we'll be able to go live as scheduled.
Anything?
Something funny, Mrs. Gatlin?
I think it's, this is the culmination of months of work, however many months that has been. It seems like eternity, which was also just yesterday, that all the entities came together. So this is our first operating and supply budget. It seems to be reasonable and in line, certainly with the technical issues that need to be worked out.
there are no further comments regarding the FY12 operating budget, all those in favor of approving this, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Nay.
That is approved. The only other item on our agenda this evening is to schedule a future meeting. And Brian, do you have a time frame or an idea of when you'd like this board to get together again?
We need a meeting at least the second week of January.